Your body doesn't lie. If your penis isn't responding like it used to, it's not just because you're getting older, it's because you neglected it for years, ignored it until it stopped fighting for you. Erectile dysfunction doesn't show up overnight, but when it does, it takes more than just your performance. It steals your confidence, your desire, and your dignity. And the worst part, no one tells you the truth. They hand you pills, offer quick fixes, but no one explains that your manhood starts with your blood and with what you choose to eat every single day. Today, we're going to uncover the truth that hides behind male impotence. And I'll warn you, it won't be comfortable. But if you stay until the end, you'll learn about the most underrated food, one that could help you regain the strength you thought was gone. I'm Celia, and this isn't just another health channel. This is your house of wisdom. And today, more than ever, you need to hear what no one else dares to say. Number 1. Beetroot, the root that clears your arteries and reignites your power. Nobody wants to say it, but I will. If you're struggling to get it up, it's probably not your desire that's fading. It's your circulatory system that's shutting down. What's happening below the belt isn't an isolated issue. It's a direct reflection of what's going on inside your arteries. And most men over 55 ignore it until it's too late. Have you felt weaker, like your response is half-hearted, like your body just doesn't have the drive it used to? Don't blame yourself. For decades, you ate whatever you could, worked endless hours, slept too little, and carried years of stress. Your body kept pushing until it started giving out. But here's the important part. You can still help it bounce back if you understand how. And beetroot is one of those forgotten tools that can give power back to your blood, and with it, to your manhood. Beetroot isn't some trendy superfood. It's an ancient root used by Spartans, Romans, and cultures that knew real strength wasn't about appearance. It was about endurance. What makes beetroot so powerful is its high concentration of nitrates, which your body turns into nitric oxide. And nitric oxide, listen carefully, is the switch that turns on your circulation. It widens your arteries, allowing blood to flow with strength and without resistance. And that means one thing: stronger, more consistent, more reliable erections. I remember something a doctor once told me in an interview. Most men don't have a desire problem, they have a delivery problem. Their body wants to, but their system doesn't respond. And he was right. When blood doesn't reach where it needs to, desire gets frustrated. But when your circulation gets strong again, everything changes. You don't need pills with side effects if you give your body what it needs to function properly from within. Even modern science has had to accept the obvious. Researchers at the University of Exeter found that drinking beet juice before intense activity can boost endurance by up to 16%. Imagine applying that extra 16% during an intimate moment. That's not placebo, that's pure biology. And the male body, when it has the right ingredients, can respond with the same power it had in its prime. Once, a widower told me that after years of feeling invisible and drained, he started drinking beet juice every morning. It didn't change his life overnight, but he told me something I'll never forget. "Celia, it was like my body started remembering it still had something left to give, not just in bed, but in life." And he was right, because when you feel physically strong, that energy shows up in your posture, in your eyes, in how you walk, in how you speak. Beetroot is more than a root. It's a symbol of what you can get back if you stop settling and start taking action. This isn't about miracle cures. It's about creating the right conditions for your body to respond again. But if you thought this was eye-opening, wait until you hear what's next, because the next ingredient has been revered since ancient times as the elixir of blood and power. And no, it doesn't come in pills or supplements. It's a fruit you've probably overlooked your entire life. I'll show it to you in the next chapter. Number 2, pomegranate, the ancient fruit that rebuilds your manhood from the blood up. There was a time when a man's strength wasn't measured by his words, but by what he proved on the battlefield. In ancient Persia, warriors didn't rely on potions or pray for miracles before going into combat. What they did was eat pomegranates. It was a ritual rich in symbolism and conviction. They believed this fruit didn't just strengthen the body, it fortified the soul. And they had good reason. For centuries, the pomegranate has stood as a symbol of vitality, fertility, and longevity. The Persians didn't revere it out of superstition, but out of practical wisdom. They noticed that after eating it, they felt more energized, more resilient, clearer, and stronger. Today, modern science has confirmed what those warriors already sensed. Pomegranate has a powerful effect on circulation, on the heart, and on what so many men silently fear losing, their virility. The secret lies in its antioxidants, specifically punicalagins, a type of polyphenol that acts as a shield against the aging of blood vessels. And not just any shield, but one that cleanses, strengthens, and keeps blood flow strong and steady. And here's what many men don't want to hear. Without proper circulation, you can have desire, but you won't have response. The penis, symbolic as it may be, is still just a sponge that relies on blood pressure to function. If that pressure fails, everything else collapses. A study led by Dr. Harin Padmanathan, one of the world's leading experts in sexual medicine, showed that regular pomegranate juice consumption improved the firmness and duration of erections in men with mild to moderate dysfunction. But what stood out most were the participants' testimonies. They didn't just speak of physical improvements, but of emotional renewal. They felt more confident, more in tune with their bodies, more alive. Picture a 60-year-old man, divorced, with his self-esteem shattered after a life devoted to work and duty. He believes it's all over, that his time has passed, that his body no longer responds. Then he begins to change small habits. One of them, drinking pomegranate juice every morning. Not because it's trendy, not because someone told him to, but because he starts researching, learning, understanding that blood is the foundation of all his power. Over time, he sleeps better, his skin looks firmer, his desire returns. And with it, something deeper returns too, his self-respect. That's what this fruit does. It's not a quick fix, it's a quiet restorer of lost dignity. In Stoic philosophy, Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you respond to it that determines your fate." The pomegranate is that response. It doesn't wait for outside solutions. It gives your body the tools to remember how to fight from within. And if you thought this was powerful, wait for the next ingredient. It's so common and overlooked, you probably have it in your kitchen right now, without realizing that inside its crisp stalk lies a natural formula to reawaken your deepest masculine energy. Number 3, celery, the overlooked vegetable that boosts your natural appeal. I want you to try something this week. A simple but powerful exercise. Every morning when you wake up, prepare a glass of juice with 3 stalks of celery, 1 green apple, and a bit of fresh ginger. Don't just drink it for your health. Drink it as an act of reconnection with yourself. And as you sip it, pay attention to how you feel. Don't do it on autopilot. Tune into your body, your energy, your mood. This mini experiment isn't just nutritional, it's psychological. It's about relearning how to truly take care of yourself. And if you don't have a juicer, just chew the celery slowly, like you're reawakening something that's been asleep. A lot of people think celery is just water, but inside that crisp stalk is a little-known compound called androstenone. It's a pheromone, a chemical signal your body gives off that actually influences how others perceive you. It's not magic, it's biology. The human body responds to invisible cues. If you're well nourished, your circulation is clear, and your hormones are balanced, your very presence shifts. And others notice that, especially women. Because attraction, in maturity, isn't about having big muscles or youthful looks. It's about what you radiate, and believe it or not, you can start radiating strength, decisiveness, and energy again. Eastern philosophy speaks of chai, that vital energy flowing through every human being. According to traditional Chinese medicine, celery strengthens the chai of the liver and heart, the organs tied to desire, determination, and passion. That's why they say eating celery doesn't just cleanse your body, it frees up the blocked flow of internal energy. From a modern standpoint, this makes perfect sense. Celery supports vascular health and helps regulate blood pressure. And when your heart beats strong and steady, your whole body responds with more power, including your desire. Now tell me something. Where in the world are you watching from? This message is traveling far, and I'd love to know how far it's reaching. If this message resonated with you, give this video a like and subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. I don't sell you smoke here. I talk about what truly helps you reclaim your power, your presence, and your freedom. This channel is your space, your house of wisdom, and more of us are choosing to live with intention every day. Because in the end, that morning glass of celery juice might seem insignificant, but it's a quiet act of respect for yourself. And respect, my dear, is the first step toward attracting what you truly deserve. No shouting, no convincing, just your energy, restored. Number 4. Watermelon, the hidden aphrodisiac in your fridge. Back in 2008, scientists at the Texas A&M Fruit and Vegetable Improvement Center published a study that most people dismissed. They found that watermelon, that refreshing fruit so often tied only to summer, contains an amino acid called L-citrulline. This compound can relax blood vessels in a way very similar to certain well-known erectile dysfunction medications, but with no side effects, no blood pressure spikes, no chemical dependency, just pure nature working with your body. Now pause for a second and think, how many times have you walked past a watermelon without realizing the power it holds? How many times have you felt tired, dull, and chalked it up to age? What's really happening is your body is crying out for tools to help it flow again. Because without circulation, desire can't survive. Without balanced blood pressure, no erection can last. The issue isn't that you don't want to, it's that, right now, you simply can't. L-citrulline turns into arginine in your body, which then raises nitric oxide levels. I've talked about this before, but here's what makes watermelon unique. It doesn't just dilate your blood vessels. It also hydrates your cells, regulates your internal temperature, and improves oxygen delivery. In other words, it acts like a general tonic for your life force. Imagine your body as an old engine. Watermelon is like fresh oil that cleans, lubricates, and lets everything run with less friction. Try this. For the next 5 days, eat 2 big slices of watermelon first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. Don't expect a miracle, but pay attention. Notice your energy, your mental clarity, even your desire. And while you chew, picture your blood flowing freely through your veins, like rivers being cleared of debris. Do it with intention, like someone taking back control of their internal machinery. You're not doomed to fatigue, you're not stuck on a pill, you're standing in front of a tool that's been overlooked for its simplicity. Because sometimes, what you need most doesn't come in a bottle or a package. It comes in the form of a humble, forgotten fruit. Watermelon is that reminder. You still have strength stored inside, you just need to let it out. Because once you learn how to flow again, you also learn how to truly live. Number 5. Almonds, the seed that fuels your testosterone. Most older men who face erectile dysfunction blame time, age, stress, or even routine. But there's something deeper and quieter happening inside them, a gradual decline in hormone production. You can't see it, and you may not feel it at first, but it shows up in apathy, in lack of desire, in diminished firmness. And yes, in insecurity too. Because when testosterone drops, it's not just physical power that fades, it's your drive, your will. What many don't realize is that certain foods can help reverse that decline. And one of the most powerful is also one of the most overlooked, the almond. Almonds aren't just a snack, they're a potent source of zinc, vitamin E, and healthy fats, exactly what your body needs to produce testosterone consistently. But this isn't about mindless snacking. It's about eating with awareness of what these seeds represent. Each almond carries a nutritional charge that activates vital processes. And those processes are what bring back your energy, your mental clarity, and, most importantly, your desire. It's no coincidence that in ancient Persian culture and Ayurvedic medicine, almonds were symbols of virility and fertility. They were offered in ceremonies as a tribute to the male body. When your body gets enough zinc, it produces testosterone more easily. When you have vitamin E, your cells are shielded from wear and tear. And when you consume the right fats, your hormonal system comes back into balance. It's like repairing a machine that's been running below capacity for years. Science has already confirmed it. Men with zinc deficiencies have lower testosterone levels, and in many cases, recovery depends more on diet than on external hormones. But there's something deeper here. The Stoics, like Seneca, believed that self-discipline was the root of self-respect, and that applies to what you eat as well. What kind of respect are you showing your body if you feed it junk, neglect it, and then complain when it doesn't perform? Eating almonds might seem like a small act, but if you do it with purpose, it becomes a declaration. I'm willing to rebuild myself from the inside out. From an integrative medicine perspective, almonds also support your nervous system, reduce inflammation, improve vascular response, and strengthen long-lasting energy levels. That means you won't just feel more powerful in intimate moments. You'll also be more focused at work, sleep better, and feel less irritable. It's all connected to hormonal health. And when your hormones are in balance, age doesn't have the final word. So the next time you reach for a handful of almonds, do it as if you were planting dignity in your body. You're not just eating a seed, you're consuming a symbol of regeneration. Because, as Marcus Aurelius said, your soul takes on the color of your thoughts. And your thoughts, my friend, need nourishment too. They deserve the best. Number 6, ginger, the fire that ignites your circulatory system. For centuries, ginger was seen as a sacred root, not out of superstition, but because of its ability to awaken what's been dormant. In ancient China, it was said that those who consumed ginger regularly kept their inner fire alive, that vital energy that warms not just the body, but the soul. Today, we understand it more clearly. Ginger doesn't just aid digestion or fight off colds. It's also one of the most powerful natural allies for boosting blood circulation, and with it, your sexual vitality. Many men are trapped in a paradox. They want to regain their strength, their firmness, their responsiveness, but they keep living in a state of stagnation. Eating without awareness, barely moving, breathing shallowly, and hoping for miracles. And when nothing changes, they blame age. But it's not age, it's the lack of flow, of blood, of oxygen, of life. That's where ginger steps in, like a natural fuel that stirs the still waters inside your body. Ginger contains gingerol, a bioactive compound with an immediate vasodilating effect. That means it relaxes your arteries, allows blood to move more freely, and improves circulation throughout your body, especially in the areas that matter most when the moment of intimacy arrives. But it goes even further. It also reduces chronic inflammation, the kind that builds up silently in your arteries over the years and slowly blocks the path to a full, healthy sex life. In other words, ginger doesn't just bring heat, it brings flow, and where there's flow, there's life. But here's something rarely mentioned. Ginger also wakes up your mind. It sharpens focus, heightens your senses, and strengthens the connection between body and thought. A man with warm blood, in the best sense, isn't just more capable. He's more confident, more grounded, more in control. And that shows. Women pick up on it, sometimes even before you speak a word, because confidence isn't a pose, it's a signal your nervous system sends from deep within. I want you to try this. At night, before bed, prepare a tea with freshly grated ginger, a slice of lemon, and a pinch of cinnamon. You're not just nourishing your body, you're teaching it to relax, to flow, to prepare for rest and renewal. This simple ritual, if done consistently, becomes a quiet declaration. I'm still on, I'm still alive. Ginger won't save you, but it can remind you that the energy you're searching for is still inside you. You just need to open the channels for it to move. Because the moment you realize your inner fire hasn't gone out, only been buried under ashes, you begin to make space for it to burn again. And that, my friend, changes everything. Number 7, garlic, the natural antibiotic that frees your arteries and your desire. Some truths are so simple that most people overlook them. Garlic, that small bulb so often dismissed for its smell, holds one of the most powerful keys to restoring male vitality from the ground up. This isn't new. Back in ancient Egypt, the slaves who built the pyramids consumed garlic daily, believing it gave them strength and endurance. But it wasn't superstition, it was empirical knowledge, passed down through generations, that recognized garlic as a vital ally in the body's fight against weakness, illness, and decline. What makes garlic so powerful isn't just its ability to fight infections. It works deep within your cardiovascular system. Garlic contains allicin, a compound that lowers blood pressure, fights arterial plaque buildup, and improves circulation. But most importantly, garlic cleanses. And in a body that's been burdened by decades of poor diet, inactivity, and stress, cleansing is the first step toward recovery. Because you can't rebuild masculine energy on a foundation filled with waste. First, you purge, then you rebuild. The Stoics spoke of apatheia, that serenity that comes when body and soul are in harmony. But there's no serenity when your body hurts, when your desire doesn't respond, when you look in the mirror and don't recognize yourself. Garlic, in its quiet humility, doesn't just clean your arteries, it purifies. And purification is an act of will. It's a way of telling your body, I won't give up. It's reclaiming the discipline of someone who chooses to live fully instead of just surviving out of habit. In Ayurvedic tradition, garlic is fire, and fire is transformation. It doesn't adapt, it doesn't settle, it doesn't conform. Fire changes everything it touches. That's the symbolic power of garlic. It's not just a remedy, it's a declaration. Every clove you eat on an empty stomach, every tea you drink before bed, is a way of telling your body that you still belong to it, that you haven't abandoned it, that there is still strength waiting to be awakened. You don't need everything to be perfect to take action. You just need to decide, to cleanse, to rebuild, to awaken. Because the strength you thought was gone isn't lost. It's buried under layers of neglect. And maybe, just maybe, something as simple as garlic can start to uncover it. Change begins in the invisible, and once the invisible begins to move, the visible follows. If you've made it this far, you're not just any man, because listening all the way through a message that doesn't flatter, doesn't comfort, but instead shakes you and confronts you, that's not for everyone. It's for those who are ready to stop making excuses. For the ones who are tired of hiding behind "I'm too old," or "it's normal to feel this way," or "that's just life." No, it's not. It's not normal to feel dull inside, it's not natural to feel empty, and it's not inevitable to lose your strength, your desire, or your dignity. What is inevitable is that your body will shut down if you treat it like it's disposable. But you're not disposable. You were made to endure, to rebuild, to wake up. To you, yes you, who had the courage to face the truth unfiltered, I want to acknowledge you, because this video wasn't made to entertain. It was made so that you could make a decision. Either you keep surrendering your manhood to neglect, or you start reclaiming it with what's already in your hands, what you eat, what you think, what you choose every single day. And if something you heard here hit a nerve, if any part of you stirred, then you can't pretend you didn't hear it. Now you know, and what you do with that knowledge, that's on you. Drop a single sentence in the comments if you stayed until the end. My strength is back. And tell me what country you're listening from. Because I want to know where the men are waking up, those who are done living halfway. My name is Celia, and this channel is called House of Wisdom for a reason, because there are already too many places feeding ignorance, passivity, and lies. Here, we speak the truth. Here, Men don't come to give up. They come to understand, to rebuild, and to reclaim what's theirs by right, their strength, their freedom, and their self-respect. If this message moved you, subscribe now. Not to boost numbers, but to join a community that's committed to living wide awake. Share this video with another man who needs it. Sometimes, one word at the right moment can be the beginning of someone's rebirth. And don't stop here. I'm leaving 2 more videos on screen. In one, you'll learn how to stop your masculine energy from draining without even realizing it. In the other, you'll discover how to regain emotional control after your last relationship. Choose the one that speaks to you most, but don't leave without watching them, because this conversation is just getting started.